Hi, and welcome to the Application 101 workshop for the Indiana Academy for Science, Mathematics, and Humanities. My name is Kendall Harris. I'm the admissions counselor here at the Indiana Academy, and I am walking you through different types or different aspects of our application and giving you tips and tricks on completing your application. Today's workshop focuses specifically on application recommendations, I should say. A few special reminders following from our last workshop. This is just a reminder that there are 4 total recommendations that are required, and I will go over those types of recommendations again. Making sure the correct recommendation goes to the correct person. That's a big one, and I'll have a couple screenshots on what that looks like. And adding more than the 4 required recommendations could delay review. And what that means is you are welcome to have as many recommendations as you would like. However, if you have the 4 that are required and they have all been completed and we are waiting on any of the extra ones, that could delay when your application is reviewed unless they are waived. If you would like to waive them, all you have to do is send me an email and I could do that for you, and then it wouldn't delay any longer. All right, so how to submit your references. When you are filling out your application, you'll see a red bar with several red buttons at the side, and there will be all these different steps for your application, and you will see one that says recommendations. So as I've mentioned, we have 4 that are required: a parent/guardian letter and signatures, a school administrator form, and 2 academic/personal. And all you do is click add recommender and then continue. And we'll start with the parent guardian letter. So all of these that I'm adding in here are just my personal, or not my personal, but my work email. And I also use Dr. Joe Tuitt's work email just purely for example purposes. So all you would do, fill out the required information. For organization for your parent, it would just be where they work. So I put Kendall's mom in there as my own mom. I could have put Indiana Academy. Let's say I am the parent, I work at the Indiana Academy, so I would just put Indiana Academy and admissions counselor. Of course, if your parent or guardian is either a stay-at-home parent or guardian or other, you are welcome to put that in there, or you can just put not applicable. As you can see up here for type, there is a thing to click on for which type. Now, it's really important that you click on the correct one. So when I click on this parent guardian letter recommendation and I fill out this information, once I click send to recommender, it's going to send the recommendation to this email that I provided. And the recommendation that it sends them, they'll get an email with a nice big red button that says fill out the recommendation, and it will walk them through how to fill it out. I know for parents, for the parent guardian letter, it is specifically a series of questions for them to answer, and it walks them through how to do it. They are welcome to either follow the prompts exactly, or they can submit a separate letter, but we're specifically looking at aspects of your child that make them a good Indiana Academy. That would make them a good Indiana Academy student. Once you scroll down after putting in your message on the second photo here to the right, you're able to either put that you waive your right to access or that you do not waive your right to access the report, and put your signature and send to recommender. And again, once you click send to recommender, they will get an email to fill out the recommendation. For the school administrator recommendation, again, I am just continuing to put screenshots to show you what what it looks like when you do each recommendation. So for the school administrator, I'm going to click school administrator. And this is very important to make sure that you are clicking the correct forms for each person. If the school administrator gets the parent guardian letter, that does not give us the information we need. The school administrator form is not necessarily a recommendation. It is more of a series of questions that we have for them, such as grades, attendance, etc. And again, just so you can see the academic/personal, I'm just using Dr. Joe Tuitt for example purposes. And again, I'm clicking academic/personal. If I send the academic/personal recommendation, the school administrator form, they would be very confused. So what counts for parent recommendations? Any parent or legal guardian will count for this. I have received a couple questions of if somebody, let's say your parent does not speak English very well or write very well in English, can somebody help them fill it out? The answer is yes. It does have to come from your parent, but you are welcome to, or they are welcome to have somebody kind of help them with it. And again, it is okay if it's not perfect. We are happy to read it regardless, but just so you know, we're more than happy if you need help with that recommendation, that's completely fine. What counts for school administrators? This can be your principal, your school counselor. For some schools, it could also be any front office staff. And if you are homeschooled, it would just be whoever your main administrator is. So occasionally this is a parent, or if you're doing online school through a specific school that has an administrator, it would be them. It is anybody that would have access to the information that we're asking for. And if you ever do need specifics or have questions, feel free to send me an email. What counts for academic/personal? Lots of things can count for this. This can be a teacher, this can be a coach if you're in athletics, it can be a church leader or a club leader or a boss if you work. The only thing it cannot be is another peer. So when I say club leader, I mean something outside of school, an adult. So Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts or something like that, or even in school. But it couldn't be the senior class president. Just as an example, your senior class president could not be your academic/personal recommendation. It would need to be an adult. So what do I say when sending a personal message to a recommender? It does require that you put a personal message to the recommender. My biggest tips are to be professional, state your why, and make yourself available for questions. Some people might not know what the Indiana Academy is. They might want more details. And you could either answer those, you could always send them to me if they have questions. So my example that I put in here was, hi, Dr. Tuitt. I would be thrilled if you could recommend me to the Indiana Academy for Science, Mathematics, and Humanities for the 2024-2025 school year. I would be happy to speak with you more on this opportunity. Now, you'd put 2025, 2026. This is, I wrote this last year for the 2024-2025 school year. So again, I would say this is pretty professional. I personally did not state my why in this, but your why could be, I am interested in receiving more of an academic challenge, or I'm interested in the experience provided by the Indiana Academy, something like that. Whatever your why is, it makes it a bit more personable, especially if somebody's not familiar with the Indiana Academy. Help! Somebody won't give me a recommendation. If this is happening and somebody that you are working with will not give you a recommendation, please send me an email. And my email, whether you are in the Zoom room currently or on our social media channels, I will link my email. Every situation is different. We will work with you to make sure that the materials you need for your application are going to be provided. We have, different ways we can work with you. Of course, there's information that we absolutely have to have in the application, but we want to make sure that we are working with you rather than against you. So I'm leaving this now as a Q&A. I kind of walked you through how to fill out the application, or fill out the recommendations, what to say, as well as highlighting the importance of sending recommendations to the correct person. Thank you so much for joining me tonight for the application workshop. Again, this was a pretty short one, so if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Whether you are on our social media or in the Zoom chat, I have linked my email address. So please feel free to set up a meeting with me or ask me any questions. I'm more than happy to help you throughout this process. Thank you and have a great rest of your night.